Welcome back into the Sporting News studio. I'm Stephen Levine, joined by college football writer for Sporting News, Matt Hayes, talking Fiesta Bowl, Oregon versus Kansas State. Two teams that seemed to have clear paths at one point to the national championship. Now they're relegated to the Fiesta Bowl. Oregon versus Kansas State. Break it down for us.
They didn't seem to have. They were definitely there, Stephen. These two teams, had they won out, they'd have been playing for it all. And I think it's kind of the disappointment bowl, however way you want to look at it. But this is going to be a fun game. This could be the funnest game of the entire group, actually, the bowl season. You know, I think you got two very exciting offenses. I think you got two defenses that are very underrated. Obviously, K-State struggled defensively against Baylor in that loss, and that kind of had everybody double taking and saying, wait a second, is K-State really as good as K-State is? I think they're very good, okay? And I think Oregon's very good. You know, you look at Oregon, they're a field goal in overtime away from playing for it all. So it's going to be a very good game. I like both defenses a lot better than people think they are. And I think it's going to come down to the quarterback play. I think Colin Klein obviously has lifted Kansas State for the last 2 years. And I think one of the most overlooked players in all of college football is Marcus Mariota, the Oregon quarterback. A redshirt freshman, just a terrific player. A guy that I think has been overshadowed on his own team, obviously by DeAnthony Thomas and by Kenjon Bonner. You know, this is a guy who is an elite player right now.
Well, if Notre Dame is able to hand Alabama a loss in the championship game, can Oregon or Kansas State make the case for being the second best team in the nation?
Yeah, sure. I don't think there's any question they can. I mean, especially if it's Oregon. I think if Oregon blows out Kansas State, or if Oregon has an impressive win against Kansas State, absolutely Oregon could slide in there at number 2. Although at this point, Stephen, it's all about number 1. I don't think anybody is concerned about 2, 3, 4, 5. You may as well be number 18 if you're number 2.
Well, you mentioned blowout. Do you see a blowout in this game?
I think if Kansas State plays like it did against Baylor on defense, which I don't expect, but certainly if they're not motivated and they're not ready in this game, yeah, I think it could definitely be a blowout.
All right. Well, that's Matt Hayes. I'm Stephen Levine in the Sporting News studio. Thanks a lot for watching.